Good morning and welcome. Happy Friday, baby. Yeah, we made it. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, how you doing? Sit back, relax, strap on that seatbelt. Leave the driving to us. Man, I'm so excited. Had a really great day yesterday. Going to go golfing today. Yeah, going to go out into the heat. It's actually not that bad right now. I'll take it for the end of June. Not too bad here in the Valley of the Sun. All kinds of crazy stuff happening, like it does every day. Donald Trump saying, hey, we got to deal with the Chinese. Yes, trade deal. But it wasn't. I mean, I guess so. What it was, just so you know, because Wall Street's rallying, they're very excited. The deal that they agreed to a few weeks ago, apparently now they've crossed the T's, dotted the I's on it. So this is the deal with the rare earth elements and taking down some tariffs from the Chinese to buy some tech stuff. But hey, we'll celebrate what we can. We got inflation data out. It went higher. Not a ton, but we've been on this little lower, little higher this time around. But I think more than the inflation, it had to really do with spending and incomes. Rough. This is a May number. So, remember, first quarter GDP came in negative 0.5%. Right? We got that updated number earlier this week, right? It was 0.3 negative. They were hoping for 0.2 negative, came 5 cents negative. But this one, year over year, the core PCE up 0.2% month over month, up 2.7%. year over year, and of course that's higher. The headline number also up 2.3 on the headline. The super core PCE also higher, 3.12, and then it's not terrible. I mean, the problem is if you're going to admit to 2.7, that really means what, like 5, right? We know because they play all this nonsensical crap with the numbers. But when it came to personal income and spending, those where things took a turn. Personal income was down. I don't even remember the last time it was down. That's how long it's been. You don't see that very often. And then spending was down. That's the first time spending's been down in 3 months. So that you see from time to time. The biggest factor is less government handouts on the personal side, on the income side. Wages, this is the other thing I like to look at, still pretty hot. Private worker wages up 4.6% year over year. So that's, and again, when you think about, okay, they're saying 2.7, which really means like 5.4, worker wages at 4.6, right? That makes sense. Because as we know, listen, nobody actually is getting richer, well, except the really rich. But if you're one of those people trudging along hourly, right, you just fall a little bit farther behind. Government workers. Now, this is kind of interesting. It actually fell. Government wages rose 5.2%. It was 5.3%. So I don't know if that's a Doge thing or not, but either way, the savings rate also dropped significantly. And that was the weird one, because we've seen spending fall before, but usually the savings rate won't fall when that happens. A lot of times, when you're spending a lot, then the savings rate goes down. When you're not spending a lot, savings rate go up. That didn't happen. On top of that, get ready, millions. Some are saying as many as 10 million people are going to get their wages garnished starting next month, having to do with student loans. So, remember, we've got, I don't know how many years it is now, 5 years where no one had to pay anything because, the COVID thing. That is going to have another big effect here. I'm getting worried. I'm starting to hear from friends who they've owned businesses for decades that are saying it's rough. It's really rough. Hang in there. Listen, hang in there. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here on this Friday. A quick look in at the markets. The Dow up almost 400 points. The S&P's up 34. The Nasdaq's up 100. Man, these PE ratios skyrocket. We're way back up there again. This is, and again, a lot of tech AI stuff driven. Be careful. These markets are priced to perfection. Pretty rich. But hey, got to give it credit, right? They're hanging in there. The 10-year note's higher. Makes a lot of sense, right? With the inflation data that came out today, wasn't horrible, but the trend of lower inflation stopped this month. We'll see. Now, the problem is that was a May number. June, most of the country saw elevated gas prices, right? Could come in well, gas was way down. Not very confident that June's inflation number will be any better. Probably go in the wrong direction. We'll see. Anything could happen. Gold, big sell-off. And now gold is rebounding. It all had to do really with that China news. But here's the good part. Really, probably more than that. You had the premium with the Israeli-Iranian thing that came to an end, and head into the weekend. I'm going to tell you right now, it's an incredible special. It's coming. Hang in there. Be patient. You're going to buy gold at a great price. It's going to be ridiculous. But right now, gold, $32.75. So it's really not that bad, really, when you think about it. But $32.75. But it touched $32.50. And it's bounced off of that. That's kind of been the support. Obviously, we would have liked to have held 33, but still $32.75. Silver holding 36. 36.05. Platinum had a huge day yesterday. I don't know if you saw platinum approached $1,500. Well, it's down $73 today, but $1,346. I'll just say this: if you can jump on this gold special today, do it, and do it big. News out of BRICS. We haven't talked BRICS a ton lately. As you know, we've been focusing in on war, U.S. debt. We've been focusing in on tariffs. Well, we're going to have to see what happens, but it appears that Mexico may be going to the BRICS. They have been invited to participate in the BRICS summit here this year. As you know, Mexico has been talking about privatizing and having the government take over their mines. We know that Mexico has had big problems with oil production, big problems with their all of their natural resources. Mexico, the largest silver producer in the world by 1,000,000 miles. It's not even close. They're like double the next highest country, but the problem is it keeps falling. Interesting to see that Mexico is more than happy to talk about BRICS membership and will be in attendance at the next BRICS summit that usually, not always, usually when countries do that, they're there to essentially become part of BRICS. So we'll see how that develops. I'll keep you posted. That broke the other day. It's one of those things where, again, we're seeing. Remember what our importers said. What was it, last week? That they've been scrambling with their banks because a lot of the products that we are importing, all of a sudden, these companies that they're importing it from are requesting to be paid in renminbi, in euros. Heck, Canadian companies want to get paid in loonies. Mexican companies want to get paid in pesos, which that had never been the case. They'd all, dollars, sure, dollars, and they're having to line up, right? Well, gosh, I don't know. Let me call the bank. Will they do it? Right? Those types of things. It's happening. By the way, China says they're launching a new initiative with the digital renminbi to take payments globally. We haven't heard a lot lately about the digital renminbi. And again, when you're talking globally, they want things that can settle quickly, right? They don't, they don't want to mess around anymore. So it's going to be, I think, another step here in the progression of the world turning away from the dollar. We'll see what happens. The big, beautiful bill. A little bit of trouble. The Senate there's rules, and I don't want to pretend that I'm an expert on all of these rules, but there's certain things that the Senate will prevent, certain cuts and things like that. Hey, they've got to fall within these rules. Apparently, the attempt by the Trump administration to make some cuts to Medicaid and Medicare did not meet these rules. Therefore, the Senate is not going to have them, it appears, in the bill. And what does that mean? That just means, well, first of all, that's another big savings gone. It probably helps some of the voters that are uncomfortable, some of the Republican members of the House. They'll probably like that, right? Because let's face it, what's going to happen, the states are going to have to pay more. Unfortunately, that will also make some of these Republicans that were kind of holding their nose, right? Okay, I'm going to vote for it even though I've been telling everybody that I want to rein in spending, and I'm going to go against my better judgment and vote for it, are now not going to. Remember, the House is where it's tight, right? It's only 2 votes. So we'll see what happens. It was something where they were waiting for that decision. I don't know what it means. I think what we're going to end up finding out is this thing's going to cost even more. I think that's what's going to happen here. It doesn't look like the Senate was all that enthusiastic about saving any money, right? It just didn't appear that they really had any interest in doing any real cutting. They took a lot of stuff out, and now with this Medicare, Medicaid seemingly out, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait, I guess, this week. Remember, the Treasury is saying as early as August 15th. So what is that? 6 weeks from now, they'll be out of money, right? We're on the emergency measures. They need the debt ceiling to be raised. Could they raise the debt ceiling without the budget and without the beautiful bill? They could. That is not the plan. I don't know. I mean, let's face it. Come next week, right? Be 4th of July. We had no budget this year. The Congress, think about this. We just ran the government a whole year without a budget. Seems insane, right? We got, I don't know, $38 trillion plus in debt. We want the rest of the world to believe in the dollar. They want us to believe in the dollar. They couldn't even pass a budget. I don't know. Are we going to get a budget for next year? I don't know. Because let's face it, the big, beautiful bill, that's not the budget. Right? That's the tax breaks and all that. Then they have to do the budget. It's going to be interesting. I wonder how much cutting. Do you think they'll do any cutting in the budget? I don't know. Going to be interesting. It's funny because I haven't actually heard anyone talking about the budget. And you know how Congress acts, right? This is what they should be working on. They haven't even started. So I'm going to go with no. Well, I mean, if you already went 1 year, you know what? Maybe that's what they'll do. You know what? Maybe somebody will say, right? A bunch of people are saying we should just get rid of the debt limit. Right? Forget that. Right? We're in debt. Everybody knows. Right? The debt limit was supposed to, the theory behind the debt limit was, okay, take a time out. Congress, we want you to look at it. Hello? Do something. And now Congress is like, well, we've never done anything. So maybe we should just get rid of that. And then I guess we wouldn't have to worry about the government running out of money here at the end of August. I don't know. But maybe the next step will be, hey, guess what, guys? We'll just stop producing a budget. Yeah. That would be wonderful. Think about it. Then we wouldn't have to debate. We wouldn't have to talk about pretending to cut stuff, right? We wouldn't have to get yelled at and called out for all the pork that we like to put in there. You know what? Why not? At this point, the money or the dollars are so ridiculous. Why not? Let's do both. Let's get rid of the debt ceiling, and let's not even do budgets anymore. Does it matter? Right? Because let's face it, we always know. They lie, right? They tell us, oh, no, it's going to Well, let's use the Biden thing, right? The Inflation Reduction Act. Remember that one? Spending more money does not reduce inflation. Sorry. It's the exact opposite. And it's kind of like the big, beautiful bill, right? The Trump administration, oh my God, they've got it wrong. We're going to grow 5%. If it was just that simple, everyone would just print money, right? Think about it. Hey, we'll cut taxes, spend a bunch more money, and somehow the deficits will go down. Why didn't we think of that sooner? 800-951-0592. Yeah, why not? I'm all for it now. We're not going to use any common sense. And I just love these people out there that are trying to convince people, hey, guys, you're missing the boat here. Oh, they've got it all wrong. We're going to cut taxes, right? Well, not really extend tax cuts. Well, I guess a little bit if you get tips and stuff. We're going to spend more money. Okay, so think about this. Cut taxes, spend more money, and the deficit's going to go down. Because, you know what? If you believe that, if you actually believe that, and I'm being dead serious here, call us today and sell all your gold right now. If you believe that they're going to, as I said, quote, cut taxes, spend more money, and reduce the deficit, call and sell all your gold. I've got a bunch of history on my side. How many more times are we going to hear this? If it was that easy, right? That's all we would have, right? Why wouldn't everybody just cut taxes and spend more money? It is idiotic. But they have to say it because what else can they do? They can't tell you the truth. What, are they going to tell you the truth? Hey, we're going to cut taxes, spend more money. The deficit's going to get out of control. We're going to have a currency crisis, and then we're going to issue digital currencies, and most of you are going to get wiped out. I'm going to say that. That's what's going to happen. Today, we got gold down 50 whole dollars. I've got an incredible opportunity. We have AU, which is almost uncirculated, $20 Liberties and Saints. You get to pick. A lot of these probably could be great. Not probably, but a lot of these probably are gradable. Just not worth it. If you like, gosh, I don't like it. Because sometimes, when you buy 20, some of them are kind of a little grungy. Right? Some got some copper spots or, they're got some black dust on it and all that. Their coins are over 100 plus years old. Right? Think about Liberties, right? Most of the Liberties are like 150 years old. If you like them nice and shiny and new, this is for you. Ready? $33.95. You heard me right. $33.95. You pick them. Liberties, Saints, combos, don't care. And I still have some of those 1 gram silver bars. I'll give you 10 for every one you buy until I'm out. So probably got enough for like the first 20, maybe 25 coins that are sold. You'll get 10 grams of silver along with it, $33.95. Think about, go back to Monday. Remember when nobody knew like the whole was Iran going to shut down the Strait of Hormuz and what's going to go on? I mean, you're talking about a circulated 20 that we normally sell was what, like 35.95? Like I was like, oh my God, trying to keep it below 3,600. 33.95, Jason, and the Ray use.
By far the best price for gold this week, going into the weekend. And the thing about gold in this current last couple of years is we don't seem to have a lot of down days. So we've got a couple down days. Why do I get the feeling it's going to bounce on Monday? All the juicy news has happened on the weekend. So just because there's a so-called peace treaty in place, what time is it, sort of thing, right? So you may be able to grab something on the weekend here on the Friday. Before I got this nagging feeling, Joe, that this price is very temporary. So if you're trying to time it, this might be your timing before we come in Monday. It's like, oh yeah, look, gold's up 75 today. I don't know, something happened in Taiwan or something happened in Gaza or whatever. Joe, it's whatever it is, right? And 3,400 gold, below 3,400 gold. It's been a while. I'm
gonna say this. I'll be honest. I didn't know if we would see below 3,400 again. I know this. Listen, here's what we also know, right? The government's getting ready. We're going to get some type of big bill passed. Something outrageous is going to happen. They're going to be forced to cut rates. They've got to think about it. The Treasury's got to issue so much debt in the next 90 days. It's insanity here. Jump on this price. AU $20 Liberties and Saints, $33.95 plus for at least until I'm out. You'll get 10 1-gram silver bars with each $20 gold piece you order at 800-951-0592. Right now, gold's $32.75. That's like $120 over, and it's AU quality. Listen to this. Here's another thing I am getting more worried by the day. I know it hasn't shown up in the data. I know. I'm talking about jobless claims, right? 6 million federal student loan borrowers are now 90 days or more past due. By the way, that was 1.2 million higher than last month. By the way, another million will join this month. Oh, wait. And another 2 million will be joining the next month. Oh, wait. Millions more the month after. Guess what's going to kick in starting in July? I'll tell you. What is it going to mean? 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason wrapping up the week here. AU $20 Liberties and Saints. You pick $33.95. And for those of you that get in early, well, supplies last. Every $20 gold piece you order, you will get 10 1-gram silver bars for $33.95 at 800-951-0592. And for those of you who are like, what's the difference? A $20 gold piece is a $20 gold piece. They all got the same amount of gold in them. They do. Really, it's just about some look prettier than others, right? It's kind of like if you've ever collect stuff, and I don't care, take cars, right? Because a lot of you out there, you guys are car guys, right? And you could have the exact same car. The same make, the same model, matching numbers, blah, blah, blah. One of them's worth $1 million, and the other one's worth $50,000, and everything in between. Well, what separates? Why? Condition. Right? If one's all fully restored and all original parts, it's worth big bucks. The one that's, well, gosh, it was in some guy's barn, right? Sat out there for 50 years and it's all beat up. Well, it's not worth the same. That's kind of what we're talking about. This is one of these coins that we're selling today, right? They're pretty, right? They got the matching numbers, right? They've been restored, right? They're not. Now listen, it's not top of the line, but this would be the equivalent. I don't know, Jason. I guess this would be the equivalent of, hey, if you were driving this $20 gold piece down the road, people would be looking at you, right? People would be like, yeah, guys would be like, yeah, thumbs up, right? Chicks would be waving at you type of thing. These are really not, you would have no idea that these coins are 150, 120, 100-plus year old coins. You would never, ever think that. That's how nice they'll be.
And they say AU, sometimes on these coins, they just don't look, for guys that spend money to grade coins, when it comes to this particular, the $20 gold pieces, if they don't really get a nice higher grade, like a Mint State 63, especially a 64, 65, or even a 66, a lot of guys won't grade them. So when they say AU, there is a very distinct possibility that this is uncirculated. It all comes down to where. The guy grading the coin has to see if it doesn't look like somebody rubbed their hand past it a few too many times, and it looks like the face of the coin has been, just lightly, brushed on. You wouldn't think a human finger could push gold down or wear it down, but it most certainly does. And so some of these could be like Mint State 60s, Mint State 61s. They could be right there on the precipice, and that's why an AU coin. Now, if you were seeing XF coins, lower grades, right, it's going to be a different. But AU is tickling right there on a Mint State coin, which is just a nice coin. Like Joe said, it's a nicer coin. It's.
I'll give you an example. Ready? There is a $10 difference between a Mint State 61 and an AU coin. $10. That's it. Well, a lot of times that spreads like $100. Well, it's 10.
Right.
To get a coin graded, it's like 15 or 20 bucks.
It's more like so the guys are like 30. More like 30 bucks.
Yeah, okay, right. I'm not grading them. Why? Because you know what? If it, like Jason said, if it doesn't grade 63 or higher, I lost money. These are going to be awesome looking coins. Plus, if nothing else, guys, these little 1 gram silver bars, they're pretty freaking cool. They are. It's just something different. They're cool to look at.
A 10th ounce of silver is getting to be worth something nowadays. Right. Well, I mean, there's 31.1 grams in an ounce. So literally a gram of silver has... This
is almost a third of an ounce of silver, right, essentially, when you get 10 of them.
1 gram of silver has breached the $1 mark. So remember, a silver eagle has a $1 denomination on it. That's a whole ounce of silver. These 1 gram silver bars have breached, as far as just straight spot price, they're a little bit over $1 because we got $36 silver, whatever it is. So yeah, you got a little more than $1.
$36.10. Yeah. $36.10 on silver.
So what is it? It's like $1.15 in silver in each of these little guys. It's pretty cool. Well, I don't know if it's cool, but it just shows inflation, I guess.
It's cool. 800-951-0592. Keep adding to your portfolios if you want to sign up for Texit. Yesterday we did a big Texit thing again. We'll try to do those at least once a week. Incredible opportunity to maybe be able to outrun inflation and provide some extra income. We glossed over. I mean, I know we talked about it. The Social Security Administration. Did you see the report? Did you see it? Hey, we got to whack off another year. We're a year closer. But, oh, by the way, we got a bigger problem with Medicare and Medicaid. And now the Senate bill, well, they said it didn't meet the rules, so we can't cut it. Guys, again, we're going to cut taxes and spend more money, and somehow the deficit's going to go down. That dog doesn't hunt. 800-951-0592. Final segment coming up. (800-951-0592) Patriot Radio News Hour. You know what? The Supreme Court's got a bunch of rulings today. We'll see how that goes. They did back religious parents opposed to LGBTQ in schools and school books 6-3. That came out today. I know birthright citizenship, I think, is going to be settled today as well. It's the last day, I think. The Supreme Court's closing down for the summer, I guess. But we'll see how those go out. We'll probably talk about some of that as these rulings roll out. Today's special, and it's a great one. AU $20 Liberties or Saints. Mix them, match them, whatever you want to do. $33.95. A regular circulated 20 that we normally sell, $3,400. And that's on sale, $3,400. It's cheaper than those. Yeah, cheaper than that. $33.95 at 800-951-0592. Well, supplies last. I'll give you 10 1-gram silver bars for each $20 gold piece that you pick up. Again, 800-951-0592. Very quickly on text it, because I just saw it on the Telegram page. There are some scammers out there. You guys know there's scammers everywhere. Anybody reaching out to you acting like they are from Texit, telling you that you can buy more hash at half price and blah, blah. No. No. Can't be done. If you question anything, you can always call Jason or I, or just email the help desk. Screenshot it, email it to the help desk. They'll tell you. But that's, you guys know they don't do any of that stuff. But I highly recommend you getting a seat on the rocks. My brother called me yesterday out of the blue, and he was his dashboard was blank. He's like, I don't know what happened. Log out, log back in, guys, and it'll be fine. I know that happens once in a while. But then he started talking about it. He goes, this is incredible. He did not sign up the first week. It took him a couple weeks. He's like, I'm going to have my money back. He goes, by August. And I said, well, that's awesome. Let's hope the price goes up a little more. It'll be a little sooner. Guys, this is a great opportunity, like we said, because it's so early. Within 6 months, 180 days, you're getting your money back. And here's the cool part, Jason, is a lot of our customers now that signed up that first week or two, they're starting to see it. Right? They're starting to see it, and it's going to be amazing to see these people. Oh, my gosh. Joe said 180 days. It's going to be like 65. It's going to be 70 days, 80 days, and I'm going to have my initial investment back. And then it's, right, every day after that, I keep getting more coins. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, as long as it keeps doing what it's doing, people that are involved are going to do really well with it, Joe.
800-951-0592. Get your gold. Sign up for Texit.
They're Valcambi silver 1-gram bars.